Buongiorno! Well, it's Monday. It's a lot later than I normally make these, but I'm finally back to it. And first off, just point out the fact that, yeah, I have really red cheeks, so get past that. I don't look the greatest because, I was just getting back from Rome today and I had to shower and whatnot because it was a long day of travels. And I wanted to be comfy, so can you hear my Italian music? That had like set the mood for talking about Rome. Um, I might just turn that off real quick because it's kind of distracting. So, Rome. This might be a long one, so if you guys need to like stop and then watch me later like my mom does, that's totally fine. Um, yeah, so definitely an experience I'll remember forever. Um, I think certain things happened that put me off for certain reasons. Like, same with the group I was with. But some of the parts, like the Basilica and the Vatican, I cried, cried walking there. And I'm not even like super religious, so I can only imagine what it's like for like Catholic people because it actually means a lot more. And sorry again for my face. I was in the kitchen. My friend Nicole's mom is visiting here. She's like a chef, so we were in there talking with a bunch of us, and it's really hot because she's making us dinner. We have two small ovens and a small kitchen. It's all of us in there. So I apologize again. People know me to get red cheeks, and I have really, really red cheeks. And it's weird seeing it now, so that's why I'm noticing more. It's hot in my room. Just sorry. Um, yeah. So we left so early on Saturday morning because we were in London all day Friday for our field trip. We went to the Globe Theater. Um, it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. And then we went to the Tower of London, which is also very, very interesting and cool. Got to see the like crown jewels, which was amazing. Um, so we were already kind of busy. I had to say goodbye to Isabel Pittman. I love you dearly, and thank you for the gifts. And we just went to Witherspoon's. I had my first cheeseburger here. It's actually really good. I was pleasantly surprised with that. And then I had to get to bed, which I didn't even get to bed at the best time, but I slept to and from London on the bus, so it wasn't that bad. But I got up at 4, I think, and we had to be at the train station across town at our our train we thought left at 5:04. So me, Katie, and Lauren are like running at it was still 4 something down High Street, which is like the main street here. And there's still drunk people coming back from who knows where. They look like they had good nights because it was their Friday night. So it's Saturday morning. We're running through. It's cold, and then we get there and realize the train doesn't leave until like 5:20. So we're standing outside because the doors weren't open yet, and then we got a train and then had to do like um we got to a main train station then had to transfer over to another train to get to the airport, Gatwick Airport. And one of the funny things that happened straight from the start. So we're on this train and I was just being goofy because it's early in the morning and we were like this with another train so I could like see them, they could see me and I'm like just like looking into them. And one of the people saw me and I was like, what is she doing face? And like so we pulled back and then our trains caught up again. And this kid has a bag of something bad and he's like showing it at me and I'm like, that just happened. It was crazy stuff that happens at 5 in the morning in London. Um yeah, so then we got to Gatwick Airport, which is actually really, really nice. Got their security and everything. They're not as strict as O'Hare by any means. One of the girls had to get patted down. Oh, and then they like had to swab my book bag for something. I was really confused. They didn't tell me what it was. It's just like I have to swab your bag and then just put a weird cloth and swabbed it and then we were on our way. I don't know. And then we were just in time to board our flight and Dylan was way far from us and then I was right by Katie and Lauren on the way there. And I was in the aisle seat, which sucked. And next to me was an English boy who's dating an Italian girl, which is pretty cute. They're so made me love. And So 2 hours later, 2.5 hours later, we got there. Oh, it was so amazing because it was a clear day, and we're going, and you can see all the Swiss Alps, and it was unbelievable to see it all. It was beautiful, and so we got into Rome and bought these like the guy said train, so we thought we were getting on a train, but it was really a bus. So we got onto this bus that was supposed to take us to the Vatican City, and our tickets were at 3, so we were freaking out because it was like a time crunch. We planned on going to our hotel first and then going, but we weren't going to have time. So we were on this bus, and it was awesome because they had Wi-Fi, so I got to talk to a few people on the bus, let them know like we made it safe and everything. And there was other people wanting to go to the Vatican City as well. So we get to this one stop, and we could have swore she said Vatican City, but I think she might have said like Venetian City. I don't know. She was up front. We were at the back. There was no signs, nothing. She said it once. And everyone else was like, okay, this is it. Let's get off. No. Nope. We got off. Wasn't it. Had to get on, figure out the metro. It wasn't that hard because Rome only has 2 lines, which seems crazy because it only 2 spots. And like, if you're not around there, it sucks. It sucks terribly. So we got on that, got off at this one stop. We're freaking out because we didn't think we were going to make it in time for our tickets. And the guy's like, no. Some guy on the street is trying to sell us some tour. I don't know. So then we're walking, trying to get to the Vatican. And then we got in there and just walked around. This place is huge. You have no idea. So massive. We were in there for 3 hours. I don't even know. In there for so long. And we got to see the the Sistine Chapel, which was pretty cool. You can't take pictures or anything, but you're just staring at the ceiling, wondering how even the whole. You don't know how many times this week I was like, how did they do this? Like, how is this possible? It's one of those things, kind of like, I don't know, like cells and atoms and the universe that you just can't really think too much into, otherwise it makes your brain hurt a little bit. So I was just in awe. Like, I don't even understand how any of it. Beautiful, beautiful. I was just wishing the whole time that my family could have been with me to experience this, because it my pictures won't give it justice, my videos won't give it justice, me talking about this won't give it justice, because it's one of those things that you have to be there, and there's no words to even explain half of this. Yeah, so you walk through there forever. It's just rooms and rooms and rooms and rooms and rooms, just one after the other, and it's paintings and sculptures, and I've never seen so many rooms painted from ceiling to floor, entire walls just painted, and it's not just like, oh, painted, like you could see the freckles on these. It's so detailed, and yeah, so that was amazing. So after that, you have to walk a little bit a ways to get to the basilica, and it was getting almost dark now, so it was about 5 something, and so you had to get in line and wait for that, and so we got in, and as I said before, I walk into this massive place, not even knowing what to expect, because I don't know any of the history behind this stuff or anything. So I walk into this place. It was this, like, I was like, I'm about to cry just thinking about this, like I still can't talk. I wish I could explain this. It's massive space, marble. Every like inch of it is marble. The floor, the walls, the sculptures, the pillars, and the detail in every aspect of this building is unbelievable. And mass was going on while we were doing it, so we're just walking around. I'm taking pictures of everything as I'd been doing all day. I don't even know how my phone battery lasted that long, and I'm so grateful it lasted as long as it did. Yeah, so we're walking, and then we go into this. I went into it at first because I didn't really know what it was, and so I was interested and walked, and then I had to go find the group because I didn't want to get lost. So we keep walking back, and then it's this gift shop. So I got a few things for people, and then like Dylan and Lauren got these bottles. You get holy water, and they'll bless it. So we were just chilling out there, and then we just casually walked back out. And as we walk out, there's like this, the crowd had separated, and there was a crowd formed all this way, and these guys were like, here, move, move, move. So we got front row right here, and as just side note, the men working at this place were gorgeous. I don't know what it was, but they were the best looking men I saw in Rome the entire time. Gorgeous. Um, yeah, so we're at the very front of this, and here comes the priest and all those like men walking right by us, and in the back, like where it's like this whole place, and then the mass is way up here, and you couldn't get by it unless you asked to go, but we didn't have to do that. And so they're just walking right by us, and the people are singing right in the back, and I was like, perfect timing. Perfect time. Could not have been any better whatsoever. And so I have a video of that. I'm going to take all the videos that I made. I have like 6 or so of different, some of the places the pictures wouldn't do justice. So I was hoping like if I took a video of it, you could get a better like get a better idea for it and feel maybe half of what I felt going into these places. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do something with that. Oh, my feet are still, we probably walked over 10 miles yesterday in boots. I know, bad idea, Michelle, but whatever. Um, yeah, so we went in this place, and I still couldn't even believe it. The moon was beautiful, and we walk out, and then the church, it was 6:30, so the bell's just ringing, and it was beautiful. I got a video of that as well. We took pictures, and then we were walking back, and there's a lot of people trying to sell you stuff, but it was nowhere near as bad in Paris. In Paris, they're really bad. We had a few times where they just kept walking with us, and we tried to make them leave. Or just, you act like you don't even see them. Just put on a face. It's like, get away from me. And then they're fine. Then we figured out how to get back to our hotel. And so we first reserved the room before we thought Dylan was going with us. So it said for 3. And they were kind of thinking, you know, it's probably like America. We're no big deal. They have no idea because there's the front room, then no idea. Not so much, which was I was afraid for. And I thought I said, like, mentioned it, like, guys, what if this doesn't work? But whatever. Been there, done that. It's done. And the guy's like, he took our passport numbers, everything, and then he's like, you 3 are the only ones in there. If you have a visitor, they have to give me their passport. They can only be in your room for 15 minutes. If you have any people that you think will be staying with you, you have to let us know the day before, so that we can put a bed in there and get it ready, and like you'll pay 25 euros the next day, whatever. So we go up in the room like, what do we do? So then I just went down and talked to the guy, thought he was going to be nice, and it's like, so we have him here, he's going to get a hostel, but now that we've been here, we don't feel comfortable, we'd really like him to stay with us. Well, we're more than willing to pay the money right now. We have the money, we'll pay you. Like in America, everyone will be like, sure, as long as you pay me, we don't care, we just want our money. No, not them. He was a jerk about it. It's like, tomorrow, not tonight, blah, blah, blah. Jerk, complete jerk. So we just went to dinner to some restaurant, and it was really, really good. We got some Moscato, and I had some like shrimp and something pasta. It was delicious. So then we had to walk around and find the cheapest hotel around us for Dylan for that night. And I mean, it worked out in the end. It was for 25 euros and 41. By the time it worked out, it wasn't that bad. So kind of like just, it was just stupid how that guy was. And yeah, so got even more walking in, got to see our area. And we were in right downtown Rome, basically. Like, it seemed like the State Street or the Mag Mile of Chicago. That's what I can compare it to, because everything was some of the hotels we walked into, they're like, yeah, 126 euros a night, 150 euros, 250 euros. It was really, really expensive. And you can see some of my pictures of our view. Is wonderful. It was a really loud street though. So anyway, going off this whole hotel thing, um, the next morning we checked Dylan in and everything, 25-year-olds, no big deal. But we got there later in the night, and we had a chair in there earlier. They just unzipped the stupid chair and made it into a bed. Sorry. So the whole time they could have just unzipped the bed. Stupid. So I just don't get it. They're backwards parts of Rome, whatever. But we got breakfast with this place, which was really nice. And so there was we went to use the metro, which was super easy, like I said. And for 6 euros, it said 24-hour unlimited metro pass. So I'm thinking, guys, this is great. We can use it all day tomorrow. It's late enough that we'll be gone by tomorrow morning, so we can use it to get to our bus tomorrow. It said 24 hours. So I used it for the first place, and I was stupid and put it in my front thing instead of in my wallet, and I was putting my phone in the front thing and whatever. So we went to, what is that fountain? The Trevi Fountain. Amazing, so amazing. It's like Lizzie McGuire was here. That's where the guy was like, Isabella. So we just absolutely loved it because me, Katie, and Lauren were hoping to have experiences like Lizzie McGuire or something like that. Can't say we did. Another glorified movie. But it was amazing. I had just brought 2 quarters and a nickel, so we all threw our American money at the same time. I got a video of it. And then we just walked these little side streets and found a great little shop that I got some souvenirs in. And it was like a Pinocchio thing, and they're all wooden, and it was really cute shop. And then we kept walking and walked up on one. We didn't see police a lot. We don't know if it was because it was Sunday or something. But then just in this little courtyard area, or just like in the middle of the street, it was all these police officers playing opera music, not like an orchestra music. It was beautiful, and just police officers. What? Like, that's crazy. I'm like, this would never fly in Chicago. No, way too much to do. So I don't know. I don't know what was up with that, but it was beautiful, and I got it on like just the music recorded, pictures, video. It was really cool. And like right on the side, it was this old Roman. I don't even know. There's columns, and it was really pretty. And then we went to this other. It was like a square or something, and there were music in the background, and I got a lot of pictures of it. It was really pretty. And then there was this one, I don't even know what half the things were. We just walked in and took pictures, and it was another church-like thing, and there was a hole in the middle of it. And well, I have pictures and videos of that as well. Couldn't tell you what it was, but it was beautiful. And then we're looking on the map. I'm like, okay, if we want to go to the Coliseum, it's all the way over there. So let's walk to this metro to get there. And we just kept walking, thinking we were going towards the Coliseum. Well, then we get to this. It was like, from far away, it looked like a horse carriage thing with angel wings just flying in the sky. It's like, what is that? We need to go see it. So we walk over, and it is this amazing. I keep using that word, I'm sorry, but I feel like it is a proper term to go with all of these things. I was in awe the entire day, most of the day. And there's these huge steps everywhere. So we sat on the steps, just people watching for a while, and saw some pretty funny things, and just nice to see the people. And so we walked up these big steps. Dylan just runs up it, because, he's buff boy, Dylan. And by the time we get to the top, I can't breathe. But we look out, and it's just all of Rome, seeing it. It was beautiful. Sure, taking pictures and everything. And then I have a video of this little seagull that I was like from me to my camera right here away from. So cool. And we just walked around, just kept walking and walking, went by the ruins. And the next thing we know, we're like at the Coliseum. It's like, well, this map isn't to scale, and it's sure not Chicago blocks, because that was way quicker than we thought. So we get to the Coliseum and walk around and just enjoy our time. And then it was right around 3. And so we're like, okay, let's just go back to the hotel, see if the bed's there, charge our phones, and then we'll go find dinner and just have a good night, relaxing, get a bottle of wine, something. So we're walking on the metro. Oh, I lost my unlimited Euro or Metro pass, so I had to buy a new one. So we're just getting on the metro, and I'm like behind, like I always am doing what I don't know what. And it was almost closing. We were kind of like in a rush, so we're just like running on to catch this metro before it left. And it was really packed. And so as I'm stepping on, these two guys like run off and kind of push me. Well, then there's these two English people by us too. And like, what just happened? That was really weird. Well, then Lauren looks at it and she's like, oh my God, they stole my phone. So like they had ran into her. It was kind of like in her front pocket, but it was in her pocket. And she had her book bag in front of it. And like it was in front of her. They pushed her so hard that like before we knew, we didn't even know what happened to us. And having spent 2 summers in Chicago for 5, 6 weeks, I knew that stuff like this happened on the L, on CTA all the time. And we knew coming to Italy was worse than anywhere we'd been yet. But it's kind of one of those things, like, it's not going to happen to us. You never think it's going to happen to us. But also knowing we're 19, 20, 21, white Americans, we're going to be, like, they're going to, like, target us. So we just jumped out the next stop. I turned my phone on because, like, I don't have an international plan or anything, but I could get internet and call home. So I turned it all on. I tried to find her phone on the, like, lost my iPhone or something, but since she didn't have internet and they turned it off right away, we couldn't track it. So she called her mom. We were able to call her. They called AT&T right away, had a track on it. So I think, like, we handled it the best possible way, but I would have been the same way she was. Like, her whole trip was on that phone. Like, all the pictures, which I took 1,000 pictures alone. So we can share that, but it was, I still get a bad feeling in my stomach knowing it. It's just, we kept reminding her, like, we didn't get hurt. It happened at 3 in the afternoon, so we went back to almost all the places and took pictures so she could get pictures herself. Because it's just the feeling of, I took those pictures. It's my pictures, pictures of me. I completely understand. It was just, again, a terrible situation, scary. It made us just want to go home. That minute, we're all like, this sucks. We want to go home. Like, that, it was too close to home, but we were so far away from home that it was, and I realized, like, I haven't really talked to my dad once since I've been here. I message my brother every once in a while. We were messaging every day, but we get busy. I Snapchat my sister every day, Snapchat my mom every day, but we haven't really talked. I haven't FaceTimed my sister in 2 weeks. I've FaceTimed my mom 3 times since I've been here. So it really hit me that I'm like, I haven't been talking to my family really. Like, usually I'm so busy and we're good at just being like, I know they're there. I know they support me. I know they love me. So I just have that, and it's usually good. That's when it's like, I miss my family. I want to go home. I have a month left. I literally have a month left exact today. So it's just a lot. But we were so lucky to have enough time to go around, like I said, and hit all those places, which I was fine because I'm like, I'm in Rome and I get to see all these things twice, which when I left those places, I thought it was going to be the last time I ever saw them in my life. So, getting to see them twice, I got to go into the Basilica again. I cried again. Mass was going on and it was beautiful. But, yeah, once we realized that it could have been much worse, we were safe. There was nothing we could do at that point. It was just, couldn't let it ruin our time. So we hit all the places, and then we ended up actually we found the Spanish Steps, so we got to walk up the Spanish Steps, and it was great. And then we went into this really sketchy elevator to get to the metro, and I was freaking out because I don't like elevators, and it was feeling weird. And it didn't even feel like it moved. It just felt like the door was stuck, and the next thing we know, the doors are open. We're on a different floor. It was weird. So we went back to our hotel and saw the whole chair thing, and then I charged my phone and we needed Wi-Fi, but our hotel charges Wi-Fi and weren't about to give our hotel any more money than we had to. So the restaurant right next to our hotel, like literally right next to it, it said free Wi-Fi on the thing. So I'm like, guys, let's just go there. We'll get Wi-Fi because I needed to check when and where we needed to go for our bus the next morning. So we went there, and I had the greatest pasta I've ever had in my life. Hands down, amazing. It was like penne pasta with broccoli, chicken, and some garlicky cream sauce. So fantastic. So instead of like the night before, we all got our own 6 euro glass of wine or Moscato. I was thinking about earlier this day, I'm like, guys, we could have got a bottle of wine if we all split that. We each got our own glass, which was 6 euros. So this time I'm like, guys, a bottle of wine's 13 euros. So I asked the guy, and um, we got a red wine, and it was pretty sweet. So that was fantastic with our meal, and it was definitely like, I'm in Rome. I got to see the Basilica twice a day, cried and in it twice a day. So it was really great. Oh, and we got to see the Trevi Fountain twice, and there's this really, really fancy looking gelato shop right by the Trevi Fountain. So we went in, and the prices weren't bad, and they also had um, cannolis, which they made right there, and those were both on my bucket list of eat a cannoli and gelato, which I've never eaten before in Rome. So I was talking to the guy, he spoke English, told him I was from Chicago and everything, and he like made me my biscotti, and then I got cookies and cream gelato, because cookies and cream is my favorite, and I got chocolate gelato because I know my mom and sister love chocolate. So I got it in a cone, and we just ate it in front of the Trevi Fountain as the sun was going down. Like, does it get better than that? No. Like, it was so great. Um, yeah, so then we were walking back, and that's when we hit the other places, but that was just really nice. Um, and that was another moment when I'm like, I wish my mom and sister were here. It'd be so, just to have been able to share that with them, it would have been really great. What did we do then? Oh, and then we just went back to our hotel and relaxed, because at that point, like, we sat in the restaurant for quite a while, and I was able to talk to some people and talk to my mom on Wi-Fi and figure out our bus situation. Um, yeah, so we just went back to our hotel, went to bed. This morning, we had breakfast and then realized, like, oh, we should probably get to our bus because you're supposed to be there 15 minutes before. Well, then our 24-hour unlimited thing didn't work as we're going in. So we had to buy another one, because obviously 24 to them means one day up till midnight, even if you buy it at 10 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon. Whatever. There's another thing, like, can't do anything about it, you need to do it. That's where, like, traveling sucks sometimes, because there's nothing you can do, and you just have to fork up the money for it. Um, yeah, so then we got there, and it's almost time for our bus to leave, and we couldn't quite remember how we had gotten there, so we're all, like, sprinting to find this bus, and then we get on the bus a minute before it left. And then we were on it for an hour and something, so we got to see more of Rome in a safe bus, but then the Wi-Fi didn't work on the bus, so that stunk. And then it was into the airport. They, like, didn't care at all. It was so easy to get in and out of Italy. They didn't even stamp my passport on the way in. So I don't know about that. And then you get to England, like, what are you here for? Who'd you come with? How long have you been here? Like, ask you all these questions. I don't know. Yeah, so then this time coming back on the airplane, I was on the other side of the aisle, not close to anyone, but I like being able to talk to people, but no one was friendly. So I just listened to music the whole time and slept. Um, and I didn't get to see the Alps this time because it was too cloudy, and then it was cloudy coming into England, so it was kind of scary because we were in clouds, and then it's kind of turbulence, and I don't know, because it's a small plane. Um, yeah, then we got back to England, and then had to get a bunch of trains. And then we got back to Canterbury, and then I've just been here, showered, talked to her mom while she was making us dinner. Now I'm here. That was my weekend. Ups and downs, but those, I hope I never ever forget, like, getting to go to these places. Like, sorry I've said, like, so many times, and amazing, and beautiful, there's just nothing I can do. And I'm sorry it's 30 minutes long, but that was my weekend. It's crazy. And now it's, like, getting stuck, so sorry. Yeah, so I might make another one just to catch people up later. I'll just name it Moments with Michele. I don't know what happened. Sorry, it's like when it happened, my first video. Yeah, so I'll make a Moments with Michele. I need to make one for Izzy and whatnot. So since this is screwing up, I'm just going to go right now. Sorry it's so long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be putting my 1,000 photos on Facebook and my videos on my YouTube. So if you want to follow me and like keep up to date with anything I post, I'll try and post on Facebook too, but you'll see all the new stuff on here. Yeah, so look forward to another video later on this week. And the next one will be much shorter. So that's probably why this is so long, and I apologize again. Love you all, and talk to you later. I'm glad I'm back safe in Canterbury, as I'm sure my parents are as well. So, adios. I hope you have a good Monday and good week. Talk to you later. Arrivederci.